Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Freedom Lifestyle podcast and radio show. Now, I am extremely excited this week for this show. We've got a great guy on the show this week. He's a gentleman who I've got to know probably over the last month or so. I think we've been connected on Facebook for some time. He's now become a member and joined the FLA, which I'm really pumped about. We've had some great conversations about his business. He's known as the Confidence Alchemist, which is extremely exciting because for me, confidence is a big part of not just in business, but life itself. So this week, I'm really excited. I want to introduce you to the one and only. I'm going to give him a massive build-up. Keith is the Confidence Alchemist. And Keith, I'd absolutely love you to introduce yourself, who you are, tell us a bit more about your business, and I look forward to asking you a few more questions in this show. So Keith, thank you ever so much. I appreciate your time. We've had an absolute nightmare trying to do this. It's about 20 past 11 now, and this call was supposed to start at 11. So thank you for your time. Appreciate your patience. Keith, introduce yourself. I haven't introduced your full name there for a reason, because I want you to introduce yourself properly. Your name, who you are, where you're from, and tell us a little bit more about the Confidence Alchemist. So Keith, over to you, mate.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure to be here. Great to chat with you as always. So yeah, my name is Keith Blakemore Noble. I am the Confidence Alchemist. What do I do as the Confidence Alchemist? I help you to transform your deepest fears into your greatest strengths. Awesome. That's it in a nutshell.
Excellent. Well, that's that show finished. So thanks for listening. Brilliant. So okay. So first of all, so where do you live? Where are you from, Keith? Let's talk a little bit very briefly. Where you're from? You're from the UK, Scotland. Whereabouts are you? Let's have a little bit more about that to start with.
Okay, I was born and brought up in the northeast of Scotland. Okay. Small village, about halfway between Aberdeen and Inverness.
Okay.
I then went down, lived in England for a great many years. Okay. Went down to go to university and ended up staying down there. Travelled the world a bit, and now I'm living back in the northeast of Scotland and regularly visiting London.
Awesome, excellent, fantastic. Which I've got to confirm, we're meeting up, aren't we? Yeah, fantastic, cool. Okay, so how did you get started into this then, really, Keith? And because obviously the Freedom Lifestyle show is about that, it's creating a freedom lifestyle. So, I'm down south, not far out of London. You're up in Scotland, and we're talking thanks to this incredible digital world. So your business, is it predominantly based on the internet? Would you class yourself as this internet marketing coach, or what is it? Tell us a bit more about that and how you got involved and put the Confidence Alchemist brand online. How did you get involved with that then, Keith?
Okay, so I guess there's a couple of questions there. One, how did I get started with this? Two, how is it delivered? How's it run? So we might as well take those in order.
Cool.
It's a good way of doing it.
Excellent.
So I used to work in IT. I spent 20 years working in IT.
Okay.
And I sort of stumbled into the work that I do now pretty much by accident. The way it happened was when I was in IT, I used to be painfully shy. Okay. Really shy. I suddenly couldn't go to parties and meet strangers, talk with strangers, couldn't do that. Okay. Going to seminars, all that, it's really, really difficult. Until it came to a head one time at a party, and short story is, I ended up locking myself in the toilets for half an hour, had a full-on panic attack, and then fled the building, didn't stop running till I was on the train. And At that point I decided, can't go on like this anymore. Something has got to change.
Yeah, enough's enough sort of thing.
Exactly, yeah. And one of those curious coincidences, at that time, or just after that time, there was somebody was doing a 2.5 day personal development seminar. A friend of mine dragged me along to it. So I went to it going, well, we'll see what it's like.
Yeah.
Go there, open-minded skeptic.
I was going to say, true Brit there, mate, with a sceptical head on.
I'll give it a go, we'll see.
Yeah.
And made some amazing breakthroughs during that weekend, so much so that I ended up signing up to do every piece of training with that guy. he trained people in NLP, hypnosis, those sorts of technologies, which they kind of appealed to me because I'd spent 20 years programming and reprogramming computers, and here's the tools which let you reprogram the mind.
Okay.
So I was like, it's just what I'm doing.
Exactly,
so
it works.
I did that thinking I can use all that stuff to fix myself.
Fantastic.
That's all I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
But enjoyed it so much, did so well in it, became... the end result was I'm now certified to train NLP trainers. So
Fantastic.
I've got the whole hog in it, and the same with hypnosis and so on.
Brilliant.
It transformed all of my stuff, and around about that time, I was getting a bit fed up of my IT job,
right.
but couldn't think what else to do because my whole life had been training for IT. And at that point, the company I worked for was downsizing, and I got a call from my director in HR. They took me into a meeting, and it basically said, we're downsizing, here's a big bag of money, never come back. Oh, okay.
Thanks ever so much.
I was waiting for a sign.
Twist my arm. Yeah. Wow.
And so I set up my own coaching. It took me a little bit of time to realise that confidence was the area in which to specialise.
Yeah.
It was one of those things, what can I specialise? I have no idea what to specialise in. When I eventually figured it out, it's obvious. Of course it has to be done.
Brilliant. So, okay, so it's interesting. So when did you actually then decide that the confidence then was for you? Because obviously this has happened. When did you say it took a while? What, 3 months, 6 months? What? How long did it take then? And what do you think triggered that when you thought, yeah, of course it's confidence?
Great question. So I set up doing my stuff in, I think it was 2010. And I initially thought, maybe I could do confidence for IT people, because that had been my background.
Yeah.
And I was just not getting anywhere with it. It took a while to realise, yes, there's a stereotype that a lot of IT people are brilliant with computers. When it comes to people, no skills at all. There's a reason it's a stereotype. It's because in many, many cases it is true.
Okay.
That's how we end up in that.
Okay.
But the thing that it took me a while to realise was most people in IT are perfectly happy with that.
Get ya.
They don't want to change.
That's their personalities. That's who they are.
Exactly.
Get ya.
So I spent 6 months to a year attempting to build that up, not getting any custom.
Okay.
I then took a step back, went more general for about a year.
Okay.
I kept coming back to confidence, and it was about about 2 years after I first started. I was having a chat with a friend who's also a coach.
Yeah.
They said, well, why don't you do confidence? I told them what had happened. I said, yeah, but why not do confidence, but don't focus on IT people, do it more generally. So, okay, started doing it. This was about 2012, and something just clicked. It's like, So it kind of took me 2 years of wandering through the wilderness before, bam,
excellent,
it just fell into place.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I can really get that, because that was very similar to myself and how I went, really. So you're obviously a huge believer in confidence, in the fact that you can build people's confidence up, you can change their confidence. But realistically then, can anyone, and you've kind of answered this question with the IT, but do you think anyone can improve their confidence? Or do you think that they're actually, no, I can't? What would you say on that? Because I'm coming from a confident person. So, you know, do you think anyone can become confident within themselves?
It's funny, hearing that question just put me in mind of whenever I have a conversation with people about hypnosis. They say, oh, can anyone be hypnotized, or can only certain people? It's the same question. Can anyone improve their confidence, or is it only certain people? My answer to both of those questions is exactly the same.
Okay.
Anybody can if you want to. If you want to become more confident and you're prepared to work with the process, absolutely you can.
Right, okay.
If you don't want to, if you're comfortable where you are, or you don't want to go with the process, then you will not change. The best way to describe it is it's like a sat nav. Think of me as your sat nav.
Yeah.
Programming confidence as your destination.
Yeah.
I will get you there. But if I say, take the next turning on the left, and you go, ha, I'm turning right. Screw you, I've gone right.
Okay.
wow, brilliant, you've shown you can not do it. Of course you're not going to get there, but
yeah.
anybody can if they want to, yes.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's great, because it kind of leads on my next question, because the question I would have, how would you then sort of describe confidence? Because to me, confidence, it can be, I suppose there's various ways. I say I am a confident person. I'm happy to stand on stage, and the bigger the audience, the better as far as I'm concerned. But you will then have confident people who still don't want to get on stage. So what would you describe? So if I wasn't a confident person and I wanted to work with you, what would you look at then within myself? Would you then start by going, okay, do you want to be more confident so you could achieve this? Do you want to be more confident so you could achieve that? I suppose, what describes confidence then, really, Keith? How do you look at it, mate?
Again, it's a really great question. You touch on an important point there. Some people say, I can't be lacking in confidence because I'm confident at standing on stage, or confident at whatever. Sometimes I'll get someone saying, I have absolutely I'm not a confident person. I have no confidence. And great question to ask them then is, okay, so you have no confidence, yeah. Are you confident about your lack of confidence? Wait a minute.
Brilliant.
Confidence isn't just one single thing. We have confidence, levels of confidence in different areas.
Yeah.
I kind of broadly break it down into 4 areas of our life: personal, professional, social, and romantic.
Fantastic.
Within those, you can subdivide it.
Okay.
But take the example of a CEO who they're perfectly comfortable and confident taking this multi-million or multi-billion dollar decisions on a daily basis. Yep, no problem. Delivering the annual report to the meeting of shareholders, explaining why their company is halved in value and why the shareholders should still remain invested because of the future. Total confidence in being able to do that. Not a problem. But get them to come along to the Christmas party with the staff and mingle with the staff. There are some who will find any excuse not to do that because they just can't do the small talk bit. So we have confidence in different areas.
Okay.
So when someone comes to work with me, it's okay. Which particular area do you want that confidence? And what will that confidence look like for you? Because confidence looks different for each of us as well.
Well, it's because, again, I am a confident person, but I'm not going to say petrified, but I am scared of heights. So although I'm a confident person and I stand on stage and I do my thing, get me to go and put a ladder at the house over there and ask me to climb up the ladder, no chance. I haven't got the confidence in doing that. And I guess probably, because I know the consequences and stuff like that. So is that something that you could look at then? Would you? So if I come to you and said, look, yes, I know I'm a confident person, but I don't have the confidence. I want to achieve this. I don't know. I want to be able to overcome my fear within heights or something like that. Could I then work with you? Would you then work with me on my confidence in overcoming that fear of heights, or is that something completely different, mate?
That is. It's I was going to say it's a funny question, not funny, but an interesting question, because although I focus on confidence as the confidence alchemist, a very significant portion of my clients have come to me saying, I don't have a problem with confidence, but I have a phobia of heights or spiders, or I have claustrophobia or whatever. Can you help?
Yeah.
And this is one of those things that... And the short answer is absolutely yes.
Okay.
I can help, and I do help. A session to eliminate your fear of heights.
Okay.
1 hour, it's gone completely.
Wow.
The fastest was took just under 10 minutes.
Wow.
Gone completely.
Wow.
And I was kind of thinking, what's the connection between phobias and confidence?
Yeah.
Why are these people being attracted to
exactly?
what I do?
Yeah.
It took me a while to first of all to figure, well, I guess the market's telling me something. Yep. So I now also openly go out to work with people with phobias.
Cool.
But it's kind of I've come to realise that a lot of confidence, what people tend to think of as confidence issues, shyness and so on, a lot of it is actually a social phobia. So there's kind of an overlap between confidence and phobias. So with your heights, absolutely, within half an hour to an hour, gone completely.
Wow.
And for a lot of people with confidence issues, there is a big element of social phobia in there as well. So that's an interesting overlap in that.
It is, and again, partly why, one, because of the phobia. We all have different phobias in life. But also, as speaking on behalf of myself, you know, I've had the issue with social anxiety. Again, which is a strange one because I am a confident person, but due to things that happened in my life, my confidence were knocked a few years ago. And I suddenly had a real issue with social anxiety going out and about, which was just complete madness because I've managed pubs, I've worked in retail all my life, I coach, I train people. So it was as if my confidence had gone, but then also there was this phobia side of things as well. So there obviously is subconsciously, there's obviously a crossover path there with phobias and confidence, which is really interesting. So I mean, would you say then is there sort of any real key points then for people to start to become more confident in their self? Is there something that they can do, you know, on a daily basis or something like that? Because again, I know from myself, and I don't keep using myself here as examples, but it's easier while I'm on the call. But as a kid, you know, I got bullied really, really badly when I was younger. And a couple of years, teenage years, where, you know, I had quite bad acne and stuff like that. And I was always a smaller person, and whereas my mates were, well, they were supposed to be so-called mates, you know, they were getting bigger and stronger and everything else. And I was suddenly like this little guy, spotty guy, but yet every single day, and I don't know why, and it always relates to me these days, but for some reason, I always used to say to myself, you're a good-looking guy, you're a great guy, you're a nice guy, you know, and I think probably growing up in the age that I was, the films that were out there, you know, it was, you know, like the Richard Gere films, probably like, I don't know, Pretty Woman or something like that. So you had this lady who wasn't confident in herself doing her thing. So I suppose growing up looking at those sort of films, I used to say to myself, you know, yeah, you're a good looking guy, you're okay, you can do this, you can do that. So I was subconsciously drumming that method into me for years and years and years, and eventually you believe it, which is interesting knowing what I do now as, you know, as a coach. So yeah, is there sort of key points and tips then that you could say to people who are lacking in confidence in some way, Keith?
Okay, so yeah, there's again it will depend upon which areas of life they lack confidence in, but some general things to at least get you started on the journey to confidence.
Yeah.
What you did, which is often referred to as affirmations.
Yeah. Yeah.
You keep repeating that same thing over and over and over again.
Okay.
For many people that can be a very powerful approach. It takes a lot of time to build up, but it can be a powerful approach because you are effectively reprogramming the way in which you feel about yourself, the way in which you believe about yourself.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work for some people.
Okay.
Because even though if somebody's lacking in confidence, they may do their daily affirmations. I'm a confident person. I'm confident in every situation. I'm really confident. Part of their brain is going, no, we're not. No, you're not confident. No, right, you're very, very shy. So it's just not going in. So it's balancing off. So that's why for some people, affirmations work beautifully. For other people, it kind of has the opposite effect because the brain, first of all, says, well, no, I'm not a confident person, and looks for evidence to prove that it's not that you're not a confident person, which then reinforces it. So perversely, for some people, doing these daily affirmations actually makes the problem worse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which
interesting.
Really frustrating.
Yeah.
So how can you overcome your confidence issues? When I work with people, what we do is we go back to the root cause. What caused you to lack confidence? what we call a significant emotional event. So it's something big that happened to you when you were young. Usually before the age of about 7 is where it first sets in.
Okay.
And that's how we because all of these behaviors are learned behaviors. Everything we do, we learn how to do it, and then it's like we've got a load of programs, software running in the brain. So anytime we enter a situation, the brain goes, oh yeah, that's the program we do for this, and runs that program.
Okay.
So at some point when we were young, we learned that the way to behave in this situation is whatever. For some people, they learn how to handle it in a confident manner.
Yeah.
For some people, they learn that speaking with strangers is a very, very scary thing to do, so don't do it.
Yeah.
Now, the thing with strangers is I'm willing to bet that everybody listening to this has had 4 words told to them when they were young. Don't talk to strangers.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
And of course, although it comes from a place of love and concern, it doesn't sort of come across as don't talk to strangers, because there's all that fear in the parent.
Yeah, of course.
Because the parent is thinking all these awful things, so it comes across sort of as, don't you talk to strangers, because if you talk to strangers, then they will kill you to death and you will die, and mummy and daddy will be very, very upset. It will all be your fault because you talked to a stranger.
Very true. So there's that instant fear subconsciously, and
Is it? And you wonder, so many of us have this fear of talking to strangers.
Yeah.
Although I'm willing to bet all of us have had those exact 4 words told to us.
Yeah.
How many people have been told subsequently, you know what, Paul? You're old enough now, you're big enough, you know how to look after yourself, it's okay to talk to strangers.
Yeah.
So,
that'd be nice to hear.
That's where a lot of that comes from. So, I mean, anybody's listening who hasn't had that before, I hereby give you permission. It's okay to talk to strangers. In fact, I insist you talk to strangers.
Fantastic. Excellent.
And, oh my God, I've got to talk to strangers. It doesn't have to be scary. It can even just be something as simple as saying, hello, good morning, to somebody as you walk past them in the street.
Okay.
That can be a great way to start, because you'll get one of 2 reactions. Either they'll go, good morning, in which case, fantastic, well, that worked well.
Yeah.
Or they'll ignore you, in which case you're no worse off, because they weren't going to say anything anyway.
Yeah.
But the more you do these things, the easier it becomes. It gets easier to actually speak to somebody. It gets easier to deal with them ignoring you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say, and sorry to interrupt you there, because then some people then, if they start doing that, and people ignore them, if they haven't got the confidence to start with, and they're going to try that then to gain confidence, if they're going to get ignored, because I'm thinking where I live down south now, which, people just don't talk down here, they then might start taking that personally. So they then can't, they might start looking at it and go, well, Jesus, I've said hello to about 6 people today and no one spoke to me. Could they then take that personally and go, well, is it me? What's going on?
Completely. Which is why when you do this, notice what happens. Either they'll say hello to you back, in which case, fantastic, or they'll ignore you. And notice how, they ignored you, but has anything happened? Has the world ended? Have you died? Has there been... Oh, wait, no. They ignored me, but nothing
I'm
has
still
happened.
Walking down the street and everything's okay.
I was expecting they would probably ignore me anyway. They did, and I'm just the same as if I hadn't said anything.
Brilliant.
So, saying something and getting ignored is no worse than not saying anything in the first place.
Brilliant.
So, either way, when you go in it with this mindset, either way, you start to build up valuable learnings, because either you get the good feeling because somebody spoke back to you, or you get comfortable with not getting a response from them. You get comfortable with being ignored. You get comfortable with realizing, wow,
it doesn't actually matter.
That's their problem, not mine.
So then,
when you then get ignored by people in other situations, you're then better able to not take it personally.
That's
and
what
to
I was
realize
just going to say.
it's
Exactly.
not me, it's them.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
and
if I do speak to that good-looking person at the bar and offer them a drink, and they say no, actually, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that's going to fix your confidence issues overnight, but it's one
but it
small
helps,
step
and
you can use to help to build these
and
things
it
up.
does, and I can relate to that, because again, going back to what I said, being bullied and stuff like that, and I don't know how I done this, because I was, like I say, 13, I think, when it started, and it went on till sort of 16, 17 or so, but then I sort of got to the point where, so I don't know, some people might say it was arrogant, but I think my inner belief knew that I was confident. And I just used to say to people, if they bullied me and they hated me for whatever reason, I then started looking at it, going, well, you know what? If you don't want to be friends with me, it's your loss. It's as simple as that. And just that thing, and I still say that now, even to these days. I'm 39, and if relationships in my life have broken up, I would look at them and, your loss. If you don't want to be with me, it's your loss. And even going into business, if I lose a client, or if somebody turns around and says, sorry, we don't want to work with you, I'm like, cool. Obviously, I'm not going to say it to a client, but okay, well, your loss. You know what I mean? But subconsciously, and after that, I'd be like, okay, cool. Well, your loss. I know what I can do for you. And that suddenly becomes something that I've said to myself quite confidently. And again, I suppose going back to what we said, it's an affirmation. Because once I kept saying that to myself, your inner mindset and your subconscious mind believes that. You're like, cool, excellent. Well, yeah, you're lost. So I can remember a few years ago, again, one of my old bosses, he said to me, Paul, you've got to stop taking stuff personally. And I was like, what? I've been in sales, like I say, 20 years now, whatever. And I went through a real dip for 2 or 3 months where I really did struggle with sales stuff. And yeah, I was taking things personally. So I think, like you said, through life experiences, you do learn, and you're able to look at life and think, yeah, okay, well, it is your loss. So if you don't want to be with me, if you don't want to be a client of mine, if you don't want to be a friend, but that takes time. That obviously doesn't happen overnight. That does take time. So okay, so yeah, go on.
Just before we go on from that, a couple of things I'd say there is people when lacking confidence often say, but what if so and so doesn't like me? To which, 2 things I'd say there. One is, well, do you like everybody that you come in contact with?
Yeah,
well, no, of course not.
Yeah.
So you don't like some people, so
why should they like you?
Fair enough if some people don't like you, as just the way it is.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, in the whole history of humanity, nobody has been universally liked.
Wow, okay.
When you think about it, even Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, they all had their detractors.
Very true. See,
did they spend all their time focusing on the people who don't like them, going, please like me, please like me?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
They just went, okay, you don't like me.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Accept
Not
it.
a problem. I'm going to hang out with these people who do like me.
Yeah.
And the way I see it is, hey, if it's good enough for them,
exactly,
it's good enough for me.
Exactly, most definitely. Yeah.
We'll be like, some people will like us, some people will dislike us. Most people will have no opinion one way or the other.
Yeah. And again, I suppose that then grows when your confidence grows, because then you start having confidence within yourself. Because again, I remember when I first went into business, my dad used to say to me, you want to work with everyone, Paul. You want to please everyone. You want to, and I'm like, yeah, well, of course I do. And he's like, yeah, but you can't. Well, whoa. What do you mean I can't? Can't doesn't, that word doesn't come into my vocabulary. It's like, yeah, but no, seriously, son, you can't. Oh, well, why not? And again, it takes time, and it's true. We talk about this a lot in regards to what I do, in regards to positioning yourself to attract the right people. And you attract the people, like you and I. We've been attracted together. We're doing the show together, which is really exciting. And you have to accept that. You have to accept that. Let's say, yes, there's going to be people that don't like you, but who cares? That's down to them, So yeah, that's a very valid point. So okay, so what do you think then? What do you think the keys are then to being successful, to being confident? God, what are the keys to success? What do you think the keys are then to being or becoming more confident in yourself then, Keith?
The keys, I would say, the one we've just talked about is a massive key. Being okay with people not liking you. That is a massive step in and of itself. That's a very significant key.
It's that acceptance.
Accept the fact that okay, some people don't like me. That's cool. Because, and this would be the second step, I like me.
Okay.
That's what's important. When you can like and love yourself,
Yep.
it doesn't matter what anybody else
Definitely.
thinks.
Most
Now,
definitely.
it's funny because, he loves himself is often used as an insult. We talk about somebody loves themselves.
Yeah.
It's seen as an insult, so people often think that if you love yourself, you're being conceited and negative. No, you're not. If you don't love you, how can you expect anybody else to?
Exactly.
But so loving yourself is not about thinking I'm fantastic, I'm better than everybody else.
Are you joking? That's what I thought it was. That's me all over.
You are, obviously, Paul.
Oh, well, right. Well, let's end the call now then.
But it's not about feeling superior to everyone. It's about loving and accepting.
Yeah, most definitely.
I like me.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
This is who I am.
Hang out with me. Which is just as well because you do hang out with you 24/7.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Okay, I've got some faults. I've got some things I could improve upon, and hey, maybe I'll work on them. But overall, I like me.
Yeah.
I'm a nice person.
Yeah.
Somebody else doesn't like me. Meh, that's all right. Because we all know of people. We all might know. Think of somebody who you like. You can think of somebody who dislikes them.
Yes.
That doesn't change the fact that you like that person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Think of somebody you dislike. You can think of somebody else who likes that person. Yeah. So we're all different, and we tend to be attracted to people who are like us. We like people who are like us.
Yeah.
So if somebody dislikes you.
Yeah,
that's cool. It's probably because you haven't really got anything in common. And even if you did form a sort of some sort of tentative relationship with them, you'd probably drift apart anyway because you have nothing in common.
Yes, yeah.
So, step one, be comfortable with people disliking you. Step two, like yourself, accept yourself for who you are. Really love yourself.
Yeah, most definitely.
I like me. So even if nobody else does, and other people will.
Yeah.
But even if nobody else does. That's cool because I like me. I enjoy my company.
Yeah.
Those are two massive steps to confidence. And a third thing, which kind of falls more into an exercise and an ongoing habit, is whenever we think that we are a particular way, our brain looks through the past to look for evidence to support that.
Okay.
Now, whenever you look for evidence of something, you will find it. Whatever you look for, you will find evidence of that. Because we have highs and lows, good days, bad days. Things go well, things go wrong. We cover all possible outcomes, basically, through our life. So, if you are thinking, I'm a shy person, and you look back through your life, you will find examples of being shy. Even if you are the world's most confident person, you'll be able to look back and see areas where you didn't behave as confidently as you might have liked. So you could see those being shy. So we see that I'm a shy person. Here, look, here's proof. Here's 4 times where I was shy. See, so I am shy, and that reinforces it.
Right.
But suppose instead you looked back for examples of when you were not shy.
Yeah.
You will find them because there were some examples of where you were confident.
Yeah.
So what I advise most of my clients to do, probably all of them, is get yourself a notebook, nice little notebook.
Yeah.
Every night before you go to sleep, so you're lying in bed, before you go to sleep, get your notebook out and write down 3 examples from that day where you showed confidence.
Brilliant.
Now, it doesn't have to be, yes, I stood on stage in front of 100,000 people and held them in the palm of my hand.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But it can be anything, because there's always something that you do with confidence, even if it's driving to work. Yeah, I was confident about driving to work. I got there on time. Whatever it is, just find 3 examples of where you displayed confidence.
I like that.
Do that every single night and for at least 1 month. Try and make them different examples. So don't have the same 3 examples.
Yeah.
So look for different examples each day. Over the course of that month, you're going to be focusing your brain on looking for examples of when you're confident.
Brilliant.
Which means you start seeing more and more of these, which in turn causes your brain to start to go, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
So it starts to build.
So it's retraining the mind, isn't it?
It is, exactly. It's reframing, yeah. And training the mind to look for the positives rather than the negatives.
Get you.
Because what you can also do is, if you're having a day where you're just feeling, oh my word, I am the most unconfident person in the entire universe, take out your book, have a look. Well, I guess maybe I am. Okay, I'm not the most confident, but I am confident in something.
Yeah.
So do that for at least a month.
I like that.
If you can, keep it going for forever.
Yeah.
And again, slowly but surely, you'll start to train your mind to look for where you are confident. Because confidence isn't you're either confident or you're not. It varies.
Oh, most definitely. And like I said, although I'm a confident person, I still have my down days.
Exactly,
where you just think, oh my God, I can't do this. I'm not going to get results for this client, or I'm not going to be able to go and do this. Or so we still have them. I like that. That's good. So okay, the next couple of questions, and I'm really interested to hear you answer this next one. What's your least favourite thing about the word confidence?
Ooh, my least favourite thing about the word confidence. That's a great question.
Thank you very much, sir.
And I expect you're looking for a great answer.
Again, do we just call it at the end of the show now?
Yeah, there we go. Well, I would answer, but
thanks for listening.
I think my least favourite thing about the word confidence is the fact that it's just one single word that covers so many things. As we touched on earlier in the show, you can be confident in some areas, not confident in others. So people think just because they're not confident in some things, they assume they're not a confident person.
Yeah.
Or because they're confident in some things, they assume they're a confident person. Therefore, there must be something wrong with them when they feel less confident about a particular thing.
Yeah, that's
me. Yeah, that would be my least favourite thing about the word confidence, is just one word to cover so many situations.
Because I beat myself up with that, because I say, although I am a confident person and being a strategist and stuff like that, when I'm not confident in something, I really beat myself up. I'm really hard on myself. You know, and it's just like, well, why aren't you? Why can't you do this? Or what's going on? And I'm really tough on myself, because my expectations of myself are so high. I think because of my confidence, and it's like I say, I don't have a problem in walking into a room full of strangers, but at the same time, I don't do a lot of networking for like business and stuff like that. Because there's still that inner belief, again, like you said, we go back to a situation that has happened previously. I know what that situation is with me when it comes to business networking. And it's strange, but, I will go and speak to one or two. But yeah, if I was, let's just say, prime example, if there was a business networking event with 30 or 40 people, I would rock up. It would take a few minutes for me to start speaking to somebody, and I would eventually start speaking to people. But there's that inner belief, again, because of something that's happened to me, where I think, if I introduce myself, then it's going to trigger this, it's going to trigger that. But on the other hand, if I was going to an event where I knew I was talking on stage, and I knew that behind that door was 30 people, 200 people, 10,000 people, it wouldn't bother me, because they're there to see me, and I'm walking on stage and they're there for me. It's my audience. I know they're there for me. So then instantly I'm standing tall, because I know that room is there for me, and I'm like, excellent, I'm here, I'm proud, this is who I am. So it does, and like I say, it's a strange thing, but it does happen. It doesn't matter, like I say, how confident you are. Like you said, that's why I was interested in what you said. It will take you back to something that's triggered in a previous year or few years, or as a kid or whatever. So it's interesting that, but it does. It covers all sorts. It's interesting you said that. So okay, what's your favourite thing then about confidence?
My favourite thing about confidence would have to be the fact that anybody can develop confidence. In fact, I'd go further than to say develop. Because the phrase I use is reclaim. So anybody can reclaim their confidence. Because when you think about it, none of us were born shy. None of us were born lacking in confidence. If you've got a baby or a toddler, or you know of somebody who has one, you'll know nothing scares them. They are not lacking in confidence at all. Their parents are petrified. Get off the ceiling. They will do anything, climb anything.
They're fearless. Fearless.
So we're not born lacking in confidence. We learn to lack confidence.
Okay.
So my favourite thing about confidence is the fact that we are innately very confident beings. If we can just unlearn those things that taught us how to lack confidence, and that's where I come in.
So then, which I really like, because for me, the confidence side of it, as we grow older, maybe it's not the confidence, but it's knowing the consequences. And so is it then overcoming the consequence? So like for me, like I say, with heights, it's like if I'm going to walk up a ladder to the top of a roof, I know the consequences of what could happen if I fall off. That's going to be pretty painful. Whereas if I walk up there and I'm confident, going, you're cool, you're all right, don't worry about it, you're strapped in, you're not going to fall, and if you do fall, it doesn't matter, you're going to be okay. So is it overcoming the consequences and looking at the consequences differently then, or what?
Good question.
Thanks, I'm doing all right on this.
So, the reason I'm hesitating is because what you're talking about there is one specific area, which is the phobia area.
Yeah.
Now, with phobias, phobia it's a very specific kind of confidence or lack of confidence. But with phobias, what's happening is we've programmed, not deliberately, but we've learned this response. So our fight or flight mechanism views this as a potentially life-threatening situation.
Right, okay.
Basically kicks in going, we're going to die, get out of this situation.
Okay.
Now, that's the reptilian brain, is how it's sometimes called. That's,
okay.
You know, if you're driving along and suddenly an emergency vehicle comes up behind with blues and twos going, the siren wailing. Have you ever noticed you find yourself, you're actually already starting to pull over before you've consciously realised, oh, there's an ambulance behind me. That's because the deep down part has gone, oh, emergency situation, react.
Okay, yeah.
And with phobias, that's an even deeper one. It sees a situation, goes, this could kill us, pumps us, primes us, so the adrenaline starts flowing. It prepares us ready to fight or run. Fight for our lives or run for our lives.
Okay.
Now, then the next part of your brain analyzes the situation and goes, oh, it's all right. No, it's safe. We're not going to be harmed. It's cool. But your body is now full of all these, what's the name? You got the adrenaline and everything.
Yeah.
So all of that's going on. Your brain is prepared.
Because again, it's programmed that thought process, hasn't it?
So you've gone to red alert. Now the higher parts of the brain, which take longer to process, are going, hang on, this is a safe situation.
Yeah.
Your brain is going, right, one part of you is telling me we've got to run for our life or fight for our life.
Yeah.
Another part of you is telling me this is perfectly safe. I don't know what to do.
So what do I do? Yeah.
That's where often the freezing comes in. Because part of it's telling us life-threatening, part is saying perfectly safe. Brain's going, I don't know what to do. So with phobias, it's all about reprogramming the mind so that the thought of heights or dogs or whatever no longer triggers the fight or flight response, which means the higher parts of the brain can go, oh, it's all right, this is safe, we can do this. Now, it's not so with heights is a great example. It's not about making you feel invulnerable. It's not about making you think, heights, no problem. I could walk along the ridge tiles, no problem. That's not safe. It's all about having a healthy respect for heights. So walk along the ridge tiles, I'm not doing that. Climb up this ladder, well, the ladder's secure. Yeah, it's safe. I can climb the ladder. It's safe.
Yeah,
It's all about. So that's where
respecting the consequences. Have a bit of respect of what could happen.
Exactly, because when you think about it, okay, the thought of going up a ladder, if I fall, it would hurt.
Yeah.
You're sat there now. I don't know if you're on the ground floor or first floor of your house.
Yeah, upstairs. Yeah.
But if your roof were to suddenly collapse on you, that would hurt.
Good
when
point.
You think about it. But it doesn't cause you to go, oh, I'm not sitting inside the building, because
the
roof's not going to collapse.
Yeah.
So it's with the ladder. Yeah, if I fell off the ladder, it would hurt. But you know what? Climbing up the ladder is secured. I'm holding on properly. I'm not going to fall off.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So that's it. It's having the confidence in what you're doing. Having the confidence in also having the confidence in yourself, having the confidence in the ladder, the equipment, and so it's program like you said at the start, it's that computer program. It's programming yourself to have confidence, like say, in you and the equipment. I like that. Okay, so if there was one particular skill or something like that, then that you could teach everyone to overcome and be more confident, what's the one thing then that you could teach or would recommend? What is there one particular thing that you would say to someone? I know it's quite hard because again it's such a big thing, but is there?
Sure, yeah. You're right. It is a big thing, and when I work with people with confidence, there's a lot of things that we do to give you the absolute best outcome.
Yeah.
But if there was just one thing that I could share, it would be, and this goes back to something I said earlier. It's about loving yourself, and being open to the fact that some people will not like you.
Okay.
So when you can basically stand there and say, "Hey, look, this is me. This is who I am."
Yeah.
If you don't like me, no problem. Have a great life. I'm going to hang out with these people. If you do like me, let's get it on.
Yeah.
So it's about being open to. People sometimes talk about it as being open to being vulnerable. I don't know whether I like that word as such, because vulnerable. I mean, you're not vulnerable when you say, "Hey, look, this is me. This is who I am. Yeah, I did these things. I'm great at this. I failed at that. Yeah, that's me."
Yeah,
you're not. I don't say that as being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because if you're vulnerable, you can be hurt. You can be wounded.
Yeah.
But when you're able to go, this is me. This is who I am. It's not vulnerable. That's an incredible place of strength.
Yeah, most definitely.
So that nobody can use anything against you. They can't say, "Ha, you suck at X, Y, and Z."
Yeah.
Yep. It's absolutely true. I do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it is. And so, okay, so why would you say it's important then for people to become more confident? Because for me, in the areas where I haven't had confidence in, people might think this is extreme, but it really can. It can damage your life. It can really make the difference to you being and living a very happy and a freedom lifestyle. I'm not talking, when I say freedom lifestyle, I'm not just talking about financial freedom. Confidence is that inner belief, and being a personal development guy, it's crucial. So if someone's listening to this then and they're kind of like, guys, I can really relate to this, but it might be the case of, but I haven't got the confidence to come and speak to you, Keith. I don't have the confidence to do X, Y, and Z. Why is it important for people to be confident in themselves, mate?
I would say there are two reasons. One affects us as individuals, and the other affects us as the human race. And that's a big claim, Keith. What do you want about that? I'll explain. So the first one, as individuals, when we, there are going to be some areas where one doesn't have confidence, and that's absolutely fine, because you're never going to be operating in those areas, and wow, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if it's affecting your life, then absolutely seek to change it. The one that kicked me into all of this was my crippling shyness. Not only was it affecting me socially, it meant I had very, very little social life.
Yeah.
So I go to work, come home on my own, no friends to hang out with where I was, because how can you make friends when you can't go out and meet new people?
Very true.
Single, so romantic life sucked.
Okay.
Professionally, it was also hampering me because I couldn't go to seminars and workshops related to work.
Yeah.
You had to speak with strangers, which means I was falling behind on the latest technologies.
Okay, yeah.
And I'd reached the point in my career where really, in order to progress, you kind of need to network, because that's how you find out about the other opportunities. And when you can't network with people, you don't find out about them.
Most definitely.
So what I would say is, look at how is your lack of confidence hurting your life.
Yeah.
What would your life be like if only you were confident in that area? What would your life be like? Is that something you want? Do you want that more than you want the comfort of not being confident?
Yeah. Do you want more freedom? Because freedom is a happiness. You know, because I say, if you're not confident and you can't do these things, you're not happy. You're not living a freedom lifestyle. You know, and that's the key thing here. You know, it's like what can we do to overcome this? And like I say, it's not just financial freedom. It is feeling free within yourself, knowing that I can walk out the door and go and speak to somebody. You know, and that's the important thing, because people don't often feel like that.
And I mentioned there's another component to why confidence is so important, and that's to all of us as humanity. And this is truly something I believe in. It really taps into what I discovered as my purpose. You know, there's various ways you can go about uncovering what your purpose was.
Okay.
I did that and discovered I was like, whoa, okay, that sounds, But this really taps into that. So it's, when you think about it, many of the problems that we have within humanity today are, we got sexism, racism, homophobia, xenophobia, all of those things where we're all fighting against each other because they're different.
Yes.
The root cause, I maintain the root cause of those, people say, oh, it's fear of something different. Yes, but what causes that fear? It's a lack of confidence in yourself.
Right, okay. Yeah.
When you are truly confident in yourself, who you are, you're confident in every aspect of you, you have total confidence in yourself. Doesn't matter if somebody else is a different color, a different race, a different gender, different sexuality, different religion, because that's not going to affect you. Yeah. It's not going to change you at all. Yeah. Which then means you're comfortable with accepting people from all of these different walks of life. Yeah. It's when people feel insecure within themselves. Homophobia is a great example of that. It's many studies have shown over and over and over again, the most homophobic people tend to be the ones who are less secure about their sexuality, which means they're kind of scared of gay people because they think that's going to bring out something in them.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas if you're comfortable in who you are, then it
doesn't matter.
Really doesn't matter. And it's the same with sexism and racism.
Yeah, and bullying and all sorts. Exactly.
It's because they're coming from a place of insecurity, so it's lashing out, fighting against them.
Yeah.
When we can accept ourselves for who we are, we can accept, hey, we're all different. Let's embrace our differences. Let's embrace all of this, because it's our different strengths in different areas which let us work together. Yeah. Ultimately lifts us to the next level. Love it. As a race, that's why confidence is such an important thing.
Amazing. Well, look, that's, believe it or not, that's we're going to have to call it a day on the end of the show for this one. So that's a great way to finish the show. It's really, really good. So I've really enjoyed that. And look, the good thing for the audience, you know, for those who listen to this, I really hope you've got something from this and enjoyed this. The great news for this is that both Keith and I have spoke, and we're going to be doing this every other week. You know, this isn't just a one-off show, and that's why I've tried purposely not to go into too much depth today, but to try and, you know, answer a few questions. So literally every other Monday, we've still agreed that, haven't we? Every other Monday, Keith and I are gonna record these. So they will be going, like I say, on the radio show or on the presenter, UK Health Radio. They're going to be going on to my iTunes, my podcast channel, which is Freedom Lifestyle Podcast Show. They're going to be going on to the Freedom Lifestyle Academy website, which is freedomlifestyleacademy.com. Keith will be obviously having them. He'll be able to send them out to his followers as well. And yeah, as the weeks go on, like I say, we will dive in deeply about this. I know Keith's got a fantastic coaching program that he does. He's got a workshop coming up actually the weekend of recording this, which is really, really exciting. I'm really excited to hear how that goes. So look, Keith, really, really appreciate your time. We had a bit of a nightmare getting going with good old technology. 20 minutes late, and my biggest pet hate is being late. But mate, look, thank you ever so much. I really enjoyed that. I've taken some great nuggets out of that, and I hope the listeners have done so too. So just to end this, mate, where can people find more about you? How can they connect to you? How can they reach out to you? Please let the audience know.
Awesome. As you'd expect from somebody who's been into IT for decades, I'm all over the web, all over the internet, but the easiest place to find me is just go to the website, theconfidencealchemist.com.
Awesome. Love it. Fantastic.
Find everything you need there.
Excellent. And again, when this goes onto the website, the Freedom Lifestyle Academy website, underneath the show, there will be links to Keith's website and various other social media platforms as well. So, like I say, go to it. The website is www.theconfidencealchemist.com. You can reach out to Keith. And again, Keith, thank you ever so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I'm really looking forward to doing these shows with you. So yeah, thanks ever so much. Thanks for your time. And I look forward to speaking to you again next week. Thanks ever so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks.